Tomorrow at 8 on ITV, the conclusion of Princess Daisy.
Let me go!
She has told me everything.
One day she'll come to me.
I'm wild about you. I'm scared. Don't be.
I'm not for sale.
I could be falling in love with you.
I could blow your head off.
The conclusion of Princess Daisy. Tomorrow at 8 on ITV.
And in just a few minutes on ITV, the latest ITN news. Well, next year on 4, a behind-the-scenes look at school truancy with the views of some of the truants themselves. Why do an estimated 90,000 children a day skip school? Can anything be done about it? And is this just a recent phenomenon? Hooligans or rebels, asks People to People after the break.
Wholesnack is what Wholesnack says. A whole lot of taste and a whole lot of goodness. Have a good day. Have a Wholesnack from Braycot.
Wella's new Stylite conditioning mousse gives a soft, lasting hold. Full of body and shine. However you style your hair, Wella Stylite. You've no style without it.
The Which Computer magazine put 10 best-selling personal computers through a rigorous test for value. They selected Macintosh #1. In their words, overall the Macintosh offers a phenomenal design, speedy performance, outstanding software, and an ingenious design for some £1,000 less than many inferior systems. An unbeatable buy. To find Macintosh, call Freephone Apple.
Cocktails with the captain's compliments.
Okay.
We also have a selection of Phileas Fogg, tortilla chips, Californian corn chips, and mignon morceau.
Captain Buchanan, at your service. And you are?
The Forsyth Jones.
With 2 F's.
I'm afraid you don't appear to be on the first-class passenger list.
There must be some mistake.
Have a pork scratching.
Yeah.
Phileas Fogg, first-class snacks from around the world.
Is this how cold your place gets in winter? Install central heating now and avoid the rush. Dial 100 and ask for free phone Servowarm.
Speciality teas.
If you've got £500 or more, the Leeds have set a new gold standard. The Liquid Gold Account recasts the whole deal for savers, gives you outstanding interest, lets you get at your money whenever you want. Liquid Gold from the Leeds sets a new gold standard.
Huge stocks of discontinued lines to clear at Queensway's Price Blitz clearance. Half-price beds from $59.95. Amazing half-price bargains on bedroom fitments. Lounge suites from an amazing $199.95. Prices slashed on utility ranges and on thousands of room-sized remnants.
There's no better way than Queensway.
In the rarefied atmosphere of the city's square mile, Hill Samuel is a pretty big name. But we can be a little more down to earth. There's not much we don't know about investments and life assurance. And all our plans can be tailored to fit you exactly. So if you really want to put your financial house in order, come to ours.
There's a taste of travel and adventure in the new season on Channel 4. Husband and wife team Crovan and Menuhin's South Seas Voyage takes them to the more remote parts of the Southwest Pacific in a colourful mixture of tribal ritual and exploration above and below the waves. Below the ground, caving cameraman Sid Peru enters the realm of darkness to explore some of the world's most spectacular caverns. And the African hunters of Zimbabwe reveal the underlying paradox of a changing country in which wildlife must now pay its way to survive.
Safari hunting barely touches wildlife populations, yet the revenue that's derivable from it is enormous. And remember that all that revenue is going back into conservation in Zimbabwe.
A world of adventure coming soon in the new season on Channel 4.
Now on 4, People to People investigates school truancy, talking to the truants themselves. Are they hooligans or rebels?
Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you think, was it worth? Because you ain't learning nothing. Okay, you went to school all day, yesterday you came and you haven't learned nothing.
Just think it ain't worth it. Be bored and same work. Sort of staying at home.
There's no excitement in school. By bunking off and, you know what I mean, doing whatever whatever rule you can break. You know, that's the only form of excitement I've ever found in school, by knowing I was breaking the rules.
You try so hard to please the teacher, play it straight, you toe the line. You try so hard to win their favor, it's just a bore, a waste of time. Trapped all day, behind a window, trained to work from 9 to 5. Taught to feel you're just a number, forget what it's like to be alive. So you jump the wall and break for freedom, where the air is fresh and the sky is high. You run the streets and laugh for pleasure, remember what it's like to be alive. I'm biding my time for my perfect crime, 'cause I've already done my time.
Most pupils accept school with varying degrees of resignation as their lot. There is very little they can do about it. But there is a distinct minority which reacts with overt bitterness and hostility, and the issue at stake is how we interpret that reaction. Going to school has never been very popular, and for some, this dislike of school has developed into open resistance. This program is about that resistance.
It was a dull, depressing place, lit by candles and gas mantles in the cloakroom, and heating was very, very small, you know. It wasn't sufficient to keep you warm. And all you had on was a jersey, a little jersey. You should roll it up like that, roll your hands inside it like that. And if they had my teacher walked up around and saw you like with your hands, wallop, give you a whack across to get your hands out.
See, you didn't get any sympathy in those days, and especially if you were dirty. Now you had the head nurse come round. What happened? As soon as that door opened and in she popped, everybody was going like this. See, a sense of fear again. But that confounded nurse, she'd come in and she'd pull some of these poor little mites to pieces. So what happens again? The whole class knows about that poor kid, especially if she's really dirty. See, it's not the kid's fault. Might not be the parents' fault. It was the system that we lived under.
Some of us were a bit... We weren't conforming too much to what we should have done. You're supposed to sit there rigidly at attention for about 2 or 3 hours at a stretch. Not allowed to talk unless you were spoken to. And created a bit of a disturbance, you were got known as a nuisance. And I was one of them. I think we considered ourselves in prison, some of us, until we were able to, the bell rang and we were able to relax and drop off afterwards.
This programme has been made with some of London's discontented scholars, some who were in school over 60 years ago and some who are of school age now. Not going to school, truanting or bunking as they call it, is widespread. The most recent national survey showed that on average over 90,000 school students a day were playing truant.
I think every one of those individuals has got some problem or other, otherwise they wouldn't be missing school. And I think maybe if there was more time, more care, more resources, like I mean nowadays they got computers and, you know, God knows what, but no one's doing the legwork.
After a certain time in school, everything bottles up in you and you try not to let it out because you really try to be good. And then there's always some time that some teacher will do the simplest thing and it will get let out on that teacher, and that's it. Trouble, that's it.
I told the teacher it weren't me, and she didn't take much notice of that. I kept on saying it weren't me. I got annoyed. They came for something I didn't do, and they sort of annoyed me, you know. And I started getting the out and I started bunking it, and that's when I started getting out of order. I thought, why should I try and then not?
Well, I started just to be one of the lads. And when I went back, I used to say to myself, why go to school when I could be out there enjoying myself? And like, I got a job while I was bunking off school, so I never used to go to school at all. I used to just work.
When you bunk, right, and you feel that, well, now that you're outside, you're free, you can do what you want, you feel well. You know what I mean? You take advantage of it and you just go for it again and again, and from there you just keep doing it until you get expelled from school or something like that.
So, like, how long were you out of school before they started picking up on you?
Nearly a year.
There wasn't hardly any discipline at all. And when I was in class, everyone used to misbehave, so I used to misbehave as well. But the teacher never used to say to anyone else, but it was just particularly me, because I had a bad name missing school.